070-0923-0923 is the number to call. On Facebook, we are live at Nigeria Info PH. We're also live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, so you can watch, listen, and drop your comments. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning, this is Andrew.
You're welcome. Remember, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, but let me just please, I'm calling from Mumudioga.
Go on.
Each time I hear on the radio, you see political parties in Rivers State having one court issue or the other. You can agree with me that almost all the political parties contesting for governorship election are in court. This does not mean well for the democracy we are all seeking for. All political parties should be allowed to feature and allow Rivers people to choose their fault, to choose their choice. Not every day you hear stories of court orders and this and that. It doesn't look well. We should stop this and follow through the democracy process. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Andrew.
Morning to you.
Yes, Obed Chima, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Obed.
Andrew, petrol to be said 200 and something at the depot. I think this is another way the federal government actually wants to come through the back door to inflict hardship on Nigeria. Andrew, remember, since we started buying petrol at the rate of 200 and something, no statement is coming from any quarter to explain to Nigeria why it is so. Even though there's a hiccup anywhere, no explanation. In spite of the fact that different administration has made so many promises, ensuring the turnaround maintenance of our refinery. If not, all these would have expanded, wouldn't have having anything, therefore, anything, tax farm and all that. But the politicians have decided to inflict hardship in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nigeria Info. Good morning. We lost both those calls. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Yes, you're welcome.
My name is J.H. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Andrew, let me talk on the UPTH Unifor student that lost his life and the stories we are hearing. Andrew, I think the UPTH, I don't think they are telling us the truth. I don't think so. Sometimes ago, I think precisely on the 30th of August, 2015, you have a girl called Kel. At about 4 a.m., she was bathing in accommodation along the Alakaya Axis, and she slipped and fell. At about that time, she was rushed to the hospital and was not attended to for 6 good hours, Andrew. And she eventually died, which led to student protesting and blocking everywhere. Andrew, check your record, please, as I'm telling you right now. And I was also there some times ago. The person I brought there, I rushed to that place. We were working in the workshop, and you have what they call the cutting disc break and hit somebody on the head. Took that person there. That person was not attended to for over 2 hours. The nurses in that emergency section then were so lousy, I'm lacking words to describe them right now. So a proper investigation should be carried out. Why should it be the woman, the mother of the boy, that will not come from her own department and begin to attend to the son when you have people who are supposed to be on duty at the emergency station? So these are some of the issues that they need to unravel so that this doesn't happen to any other person again. I say sorry to the family of the boy. And conclusively, the boy chairman presenting cards to his legislators, I think is a very good one. I will say kudos to the chairman because he's been doing a human job.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. 30 seconds done.
Okay,
thank you. Well, the Abua Odua chairman first off gave car grants. Grants, car grants. I think they'll now buy the cars that they want anyways. You can look at it anyways you want to look at it. But then to the UPTH issue you raised, I've been trying so hard to not start talking about that now because I'm trying to put together certain things first. but it's painful. The only thing I can say right now is the boy who lost his life is a very good friend of mine. We were neighbors practically at one point. We were living next to each other. Was my next door neighbor. We had so you'd understand if I don't want to say too much. But if you look at the country we're in, you'd understand that we have what I now see as a very low regard for human life. I mean, very, very low. It's the reason why I've been to the UPTH a couple of times, and it's painful that when you talk about issues like this, the next thing people want to do is to come and slam you with a lawsuit, as against addressing the problem that we have on ground, which is too many complaints coming from that particular hospital and the way staff of that particular medical institution, have handled patients at different times. I had a friend whose child, till today, were trying to see that child develop, all because of issues and errors from surgeries that were conducted on that child at that particular hospital. All right. And if anybody wants to deny it, well, we still have proof. I'm still waiting till date for one day where the hospital would say something otherwise. It's painful when these things happen. How can you pay for a surgery and at the end of the day, you are the same person buying all the equipment that will be needed to carry out the surgery, all the gloves, syringes, and you paid for these things, the surgery you paid for, all of these things are supposed to be included. And then nobody comes out of the hospital to address the public. They only put out statements. Nobody comes out to have a conversation. Nobody comes out to say, this is what we're doing. This is what happened. Talk to the people. Let the public hear. It's not how it's done. It's almost like it's run from a political perspective. Low regard for life. And it's not just at the hospitals. Many Nigerians on the roads, people driving cars, people driving keke, you would see that as a people, our regard for life really low, and that is a huge problem we have on our hands, and it should be addressed. Well, eventually, at one point, let's wait and see. The investigations, the hospital says, will be carried out. We'll wait and see the result of those investigations, and then perhaps we'll have proper conversations around that issue. On the Vanguard newspaper, ICANN Symposium prefers solutions to budget deficit. Adeleke Oyetola clash over sacked workers' executive orders. We'll take one more call. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning to you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, Isaiah George from Buguma and Calabala.
All right, you have 30 seconds.
I want to say that the governor's position on who to vote on the presidential candidate, I think you can only tell your loyal political followership to vote, and maybe they will vote in line to what you told them. But what I know is that when it comes to the election, if you get the feelers I'm getting, is that Nigerians will choose who to vote.
Apologies, Isaiah. I think you got interrupted by the network there rudely. But I think we get what you're trying to say as well before you got interrupted. Nigerians will decide who to vote. Nobody can control anybody's vote. Let's take a look at a few of your WhatsApp messages before we draw the curtain here this morning on the newspaper review. This one says, give us just a minute. Okay, this one says, good morning. The only candidate the governor has in mind is no other person than Tinubu. Okay, well, like he said, the government hasn't decided who to support. Bakata sent in that message. This one says, Governor Wike and PDP in Rivers State should allow every political party to participate in the election on a free and fair playing ground. Rivers State belongs to us all. Lambert Weezy from Elekaya sent in that message. This one says, good morning, Andrew. The federal government installs CCTV camera on trains is a good development. Then again, fair price in this country is something else. Where is the Buhari-led administration taking us to Collins from Ogbakri? My major worry was I was asking someone, remember when former President Goodluck Jonathan was in office and fuel price got to about 90-something naira, if I'm not mistaken, a litre. And you need to see the protest. You need to see, I can remember vividly, like almost every sector of the oil and gas industry, different protests, labor everywhere. Now we're we're even buying for more than 200 naira. It seems nobody is saying anything. Think about it. Collins from Obakri sent in that message. I'll take one more. This one says, good morning. It's becoming clear that UPDH can no longer face emergency as an hospital. They play all kinds of pranks, then say the patient came dead on arrival. Sad, Kelvin Frank in Port Harcourt. All right, thank you for your contribution. Like I said, let's allow the investigations finish and we'll have a proper conversation. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. 7 o'clock business news afterwards. Sports news follows, and the morning crossfire comes up. And I have very interesting guests I'll be having this morning. Doctors are jackbuying. Why? We'll find out.
Bring out your biggest ideas in the metaverse. Get creative in augmented